Well, hello there. It's me, Gazbot, and it's day 19. It's the 5th day and final day of Comic-Con. Getting a little bit of a late start. It's around 10:30. I was just dropping some stuff off in the car. We need to check out at 12, but then we're going to go to Comic-Con for a few hours and then go out to eat and then drive home. So we need to kind of get all ready to be doing the driving home going. Anyway, that's the beginning of that. I got tired of having nothing but pretzels of variations for breakfast and lunch every day. So today, I'm eating guacamole chips. Haha, health. Look at this kid going up the escalator. I didn't know what he was at first. The box, the blue box, it's like a pinball, but he's got a hat. He's the pinball wizard. I get it now. And Q pointed out this display to me of prints. It's a nice, rack with large-size prints, but there's lighting on it, and it really makes it pop. Something to keep in mind for future displays. And that's, of course, Tony Stark, Mr. Iron Man. I sometimes don't even notice as I'm walking around, like the gigantic murals of art on walls for various projects, but it's really cool. And these were neat. They're like Playmobil Star Trek figures. These turtles are just, I guess, concept art, but I liked the way they looked and thought they would be better, like, for an updated version of the movie than the actual ones we got. And then this is just me walking through town in the extreme heat, aiming for some outside fun, which I had missed most of the con so far. You could barely see it, but the face on that bubble cup, blossom of the Powerpuff Girls was kind of ripped off, like, down the middle. It looked weird and terrifying. I really enjoyed the branded trains that were everywhere. I've talked about this before. There's something appealing to me about, like, sort of marketing and branding of trivial things like this that kind of makes me feel immersed in, like, a fantasy universe, like I'm like a Disneyland or something, even though I'm in a downtown. So yeah, I was on the show floor briefly, picked up a Thundercat exclusive I'd ordered that I thought I messed up and couldn't, but someone was really nice. I had a lot of experience with people being polite and nice. I'd like to think it's because that's how I'm treating them, but you never know. Anyway, I am now in the downtown area. We ran into a friend of ours, artist, talked to him a bit, and Q went to try to get into a Sailor Moon panel, which she might not get in, which is a bummer. But I'm walking around primarily looking for a Mr. Robot installation store, like the TV show with Christian Slater and the other actor whose name I forget. I just saw the van, so I know I'm on the right track. Here's me with a van. But anyway, that's what I'm doing right now, trying to get some outside downtown off-site stuff in that I haven't really done much.
Well, I totally took the long way around to get to this. It was pretty much right across from the convention center, but I walked all the way down there by that Amazon stuff, which I didn't need to.
What a difference shade makes.
This is good.
This looks like my brother's basement.
So after close to 3 hours of waiting outside, and to be clear, I didn't know it was going to be 3 hours. I thought it might be a half hour to an hour, and I was in the shade, and they gave me water. And then over time, the line would move, and I'd be in the sun, and I was getting burned. But by that point, I'd been online for an hour and a half, and I was stubborn and didn't want to leave. But anyway, what you were looking at here is the inside of the flashback to Mr. Robot, the computer store from the 90s from the show, and then Elliot's apartment. They were both, like, pretty accurate replicas, and some of the real props from the show, from what they told us. They made a big point of saying don't take anything and don't graffiti, because I guess unfortunately people had done that previous. But it was kind of surreal and awesome. Just got done with the Mr. Robot thing. I was in line for like 3 hours. It was ridiculous. But they had an exact replica of the Mr. Robot shop in Elliot's apartment, complete with real props. It was pretty awesome. And you're allowed to touch everything and interact, take pictures, etc. And then we actually got a VR headset thing with like a little mini episode of the show, 360. It was pretty awesome. Got about 10 bottles of water. Got a free shirt, but because they were giving out extra shirts to people in front of me, they only had small left. So that was a bummer, but I still had a good time and I regret nothing. So Comic-Con's over. That Mr. Robot thing was the last thing I did. I had to hustle to catch the bus. Me and Q got back to the hotel room, got all our bags out of storage, packed up the car. We really had to Tetris it. It's just a wall. We can't even see out the back seat between all of our luggage and the various things various people have bought and giveaways and everything. And we were sort of on the way home, but we didn't get very far, and we stopped at Taco Bell for 3 of us, but Phil wanted Jack in the Box. So now we are stopped. The ladies are having a taco party in the car. I am having my Taco Bell sitting on the curb because I don't feel like being in the car longer than I have to. Also, there's something nostalgic about sitting on the curb and eating fast food because that was most of my youth. And as you can see, I've gotten some sunburn, which sucks. I bought some aloe for $8 at a gas station. But yeah, we're beginning the trek home. I haven't done my 30 minutes. I feel like it's gonna be an iPad kind of day. Sorry. Gigantic roach at the rest stop. It's about 1:45 in the morning and I am tired. I just got done with my driving shift. Everyone else was napping. I'm switching over with Phil now. Had some bugles and some Coke Zero, even though theoretically I don't need to be awake, just in case he needs someone to talk to or I need to take another driving shift. My nose is so red I look like I am a drunk, but that's because I was out in the sun, had sunglasses and a headband, and this is the area that was exposed. Oh yeah. Hey, check it out, I'm home. It is 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. We just got done dropping those guys off and then coming back here. I did do my 30 minutes in the car. It was a weird 30 minutes. I was researching retirement homes, nursing homes, old age homes, whatever word you want to use. Mostly interiors, the layouts of like the living area, the living room, the den, the meeting area, and also just the way the chairs are arranged, things like that. So I saved some of those pictures, and then I did a couple quick sort of concept sketches. They're really just gesture drawings. I did like an overhead map and a few other things. Well, I'll show you those right here. So as I said, here's sort of a rough overhead like map blueprint of the living area, the den. And this is sort of a side view of people watching TV and sitting in various places, trying to figure out a layout that, might make sense. And then this is just sort of an attendant, not necessarily boots, but somebody that works there and they have an apron on. And then this was another setup for maybe two residents talking to each other. So yeah, not much to look at, but just kind of getting it straight in my head what the layout of this place might be like. That was my 30 minutes in the car, and I'm back now. My cats are going crazy. And I probably have more to say, but I'm exhausted and I want to go to bed. So I'm going to call it a day, and the day I'm going to call it is 19. And if today's day 19, well then that means... R.E. Hazard Sr. says we've got 81 days left. Isn't that right, R.A.? R.E. Maybe his name's R.E.